What's up, ballers? Jacob here with All Drive No Drop, talking about the Maverix Clash Pro 15mm. This is Maverix's new hybrid. So you heard me talk about their elongated with that unique shape. We're coming down with, like the arrow top hybrid, 16.2 inches long. This thing has good pop, has pretty good power. So I think a lot of people are gonna like this. Not a bad price too. 180 goes down to 153 with code All Drive No Drop. That's right around the average of a lot of the premium paddles on the market. Let's jump into the specs. When we'll talk about my gameplay thoughts, I think this fits a good spot in the market. The Maverix Clash 15 Pro is their hybrid shape version. It's basically the same construction as the elongated one. You've got the Kevlar carbon fiber blend. And this one is 15mm as well, 16.2 by 7.7 inches. Mine came in at 8.2 ounces, swing weight of 117, twist weight of 6.65. And, overall, just a very solid hybrid. The Maverix Pro Clash 15, how does it perform on the court? Well, it's very poppy. I think that it doesn't have as much pop as something like the USAP 16, but it has really good pop. So it has pop around like the FatBoy Groovin 16S levels, which is, right around that ballpark where I'm like, I think most people are maxing out how much pop they want. So I really enjoyed this paddle. It has that solid feel. The sweet spot is not as big as something like the Honolulu J2K. I would put this paddle kind of compared to like a Chorus Shapeshifter, but it's a little bit different because this pop is higher, more consistent, and the Chorus Shapeshifter has more power. So that's kind of like where it fits in between things, but has great spin. Was not having a problem getting my serves and my drops and my drives to dip. Finishing power, it's not going to be the top end. I think, you start getting these hybrids when they're going from like 16.2, 16.1, a little bit shorter. It's hard to get that torque going and just the construction. But it has with a good pop. So, I mean, like those half volleys and the rolls, still getting good momentum off of those. I think you could weight this up a little bit. It has a little bit of room to be weighted up if you wanted to get that extra power, no problem. On the stiffer side, not as stiff as those USAPs, the USAP Mages, but it's not going to be one of the softer hybrids like the Ruby, something like that. Not as soft as, obviously like a Mach 2 Forza 16mm. Great control on the resets and blocks with the pop that it gives. It's very consistent. No problem with twisting it in my hands. Dinks felt really crisp. This is definitely a paddle for someone that wants to be aggressive at the net. And then if you're looking for that more control-oriented option, they do make this in the all-court, which is just their all-carbon fiber. And that's more of a control hybrid. So keep that in mind if you're like, oh, I like everything you're saying, but I don't want as much pop. Then you're going to want to go with the all-court version of the Clash. So overall, really like this. These are my first impression thoughts, just, with the timing that this is launched. I want to get my thoughts out there for everyone. But so far, I've really enjoyed this paddle, and I think that they're going to have a good lineup now. Just waiting on their standard or wide body. But, another thing we'll talk about in the conclusion. Let's wrap this up. So do I recommend the Maverix Clash 15 Pro? Or the all-court. The all-court is, just like the elongated one, I prefer the Pro over the all-court. But if you're looking for something that's more control-oriented and doesn't have pop, or doesn't have as much pop, then you're going to prefer the all-court. Now, for the Pro, coming in at 153, I think that this is a very competitively priced paddle. You have the Honolulu J2K at 135. You have the Chorus Shapeshifter, I think, at 171. Double Black Diamond, Rubies at 162, 180. And then you have, what else? I mean, so it fits in there, and it's not even on the high end of the prices. And honestly, it just looks like a very premium paddle. Some people are going to like that the stats are printed on here. Obviously, not always going to be correct. There's going to be fluctuations in the weight, which will fluctuate with the swing weight. But anyway, they have the length and the width on there too. I personally think it's pretty cool that they have that. and I think it's a very sleek design. The performance of this is really good. We're getting to an area where there's so many good paddles coming out, and it's just like you got to decide on these small differences. Do you want a little bit more pop? Do you want this power? They all have great spin these days, really. Like, it's just like I haven't even tested a paddle recently where the spin's been bad. I think most people, you get all these on the court, you're not going to tell. It's more like how fresh is that grip. So that's not really a factor these days for me, but it just depends. I mean, this is a very solid option if you're looking for something that's poppier, but not extreme poppy, and has good power and has good stability. Very maneuverable for me, and very sleek. So Maverix is doing a good job. I know they're going to get more attention down the road with their lineup. You know, they're a little smaller right now, but also I did check out their tour bag. Their tour bag has a ton of room, really premium bag that just looks good. If you're looking for something, I think it's like $130. If you're looking for something that's not as expensive as like the ADV and kitchen bag, and also has more size. That's all for me today. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot if you subscribed, like the video, if you enjoyed what I had to say, because you know I got more stuff coming. I appreciate all the support. And as always, thank you so much. Go play some pickleball.